Godzilla vs. Giant Bug.
Again.
Actually, it's a swarm of bugs. Swarm rule, go!
No. But this is a different Godzilla.
It is. It's a new one.
Another new one.
It's not Godzilla 2000.
This ranking system is going to suck.
No, this will be fine.
We're going to have to rate every Godzilla.
From here on out, yeah.
Until we get to... Oh, Lord. Godzilla Earth is going to be a bitch. Like, he has to take it. Like, let's not... Like, now that I'm thinking about it, like, it's 3 times the size.
Yeah, of the biggest Godzilla.
You could just step on him.
Except I think he's mostly made of plant matter for some reason.
That's weird.
I'll have to look into it when we get there, but we're not there yet. We're at bug fights.
Great. Awesome.
Alright, we'll see you in like... Oh, geez, probably like another hour and a half.
God damn it.
Godzilla versus a black hole.
Yeah, I was
and
about
some bugs.
I was about to say it's black hole. Okay, so Godzilla versus Space Godzilla was theoretically about black holes. This movie is actually about black holes.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right. So this movie starts out with a man who makes miniature cooking robots.
And he disguises it as magic.
For whatever reason.
So he can be hip with the children.
Yeah, so, okay, so this movie starts out with it saying that Godzilla hates energy. Or he hates bad energy. Nuclear and plasma. I
Probably
guess.
other stuff.
But those are the bad ones that Japan makes that he doesn't like. And, main lady, her CO gets crushed by rubble as they all shoot rockets at a Godzilla that just doesn't give a shit. And then we cut to this kid who makes tiny chef robots. Like one of them has a tiny spatula, one of them has a tiny whisk, and the other
one has the
clappers. Just it's the moral support for the other robots. And they're like, we need your mini powers because we're trying to make a black hole gun to shoot at Godzilla, but we can't make it small enough.
The black hole is too big.
Too big.
Please use your shrinking magic to make it tiny.
It's like, all right, I guess my terrible curse must be good for something. So they're gearing up to test, because they have to test a black hole gun.
They have to make sure it won't cause any lasting damage in the environment.
So they're gonna fire it at the environment.
Exactly.
And so a child runs out with a case full of bugs.
Because he wants to go show his friends, because he's got, like the bugs with pins in them.
Yeah.
And he's running down the street, and
he sees this military base, and thus poorly hides.
He hides behind a truck, but that shouldn't keep him hidden from the truck that comes
that passes by. So he just runs into the woods and manages to get within viewing distance of this test. And so they shoot a black hole at a building. The building disappears, and they're like, oh, hey, look, a wormhole.
A space-time distortion. I guess that happens.
Yep.
And then they just pack up and leave.
Yeah.
After the kid gets reprimanded for, seeing the black hole cannon.
You can't tell anybody about the black hole gun. Not even mom and dad? No. Why would they be exempt? No, you can't tell anyone about the black hole gun. And what's even better is he's like, aren't you're part of the G-Graspers?
Ah, yes, the G-Graspers.
That is the elite unit that are sent out to fight Godzilla. The G-Graspers.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's sadly not the dumbest part of this movie.
Somehow the more rational part of the movie.
Yeah. So they're like... And instead of pistol whipping this child for saying something horribly sexist...
you didn't say what he said.
Oh, yeah, he's like, but you're a girl.
Yeah.
Aren't you scared? And I was like, please pistol whip this child. Please do it. But she didn't. She was very nice to the child and told him to leave. And thus, this child watches as an insect goes into the wormhole.
No, he leaves, and then we come back at night because he sees a shadow of something, and he's just like, well, gotta go check things out. Then he sees it fly into the wormhole.
But the wormhole then disappears because it apparently took that long, and there is just this egg.
And he's like, oh boy, free egg.
But this egg exudes goo. He has it in a cardboard box, and it soaks the box.
So, this part's like really sudden. His dad apparently transfers, and so now they're in Tokyo.
Yes.
Like, it's just a really, like, throwaway line, like, oh man, we love Tokyo. I mean, if your dad transfers again, he's doing it by himself.
Yeah, no, we're gonna stay in Tokyo.
But yeah, he's got this egg inside of a cardboard box, which is just soaking up the goo.
It's just soaked in goo, and he lifts up the box, and it falls out, and it seems like it's just pouring out water, but, like, it's oozing clear clear... It's just gross.
It's gel.
And so he puts it in a shopping bag.
And he's like, I'm gonna get rid of this.
So he tries to set it in a place for trash pickup, but this lady politely reminds him that trash pickup is not today, it is tomorrow. So take your trash and leave. And so this child pries open the cover to the sewer and dumps the egg in and goes, done?
My hands are clean of this.
Taken care of. And so the egg proceeds to release the X-Parasite. It really looks like it. And more goo. As each egg produces more and more goo. And we make jokes about Sonic Adventure and chaos just flooding the city.
And then the water starts rupturing out of underneath.
But there's also bugs around and they're eating people.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that really has to do with anything.
That was just the first one.
It was awful. There was blood because he got stabbed in the gut, and then the lady got dragged off, and there was a Brazzers logo. It was a bad time.
It just keeps happening.
It's really bad. Like, people just get shot in the face with goo, and we're just like, really? But yeah,
So, basically, the city is flooding at this point. Like, all of Tokyo. Yeah. Well, most of Tokyo.
But
Shibuya.
We'll come back to that, because we're on the hunt for Godzilla, because we found... a
corpse of one of the Megulons.
Well, at first the kid's, like, all ashamed.
Oh, yeah, he calls up the lady, and he's like, hey, I may have fucked up.
And there's like, it's not your fault. It's fine. If anything, it's our fault for shooting the black hole gun and not thinking about what could happen.
Well, I guess a bug just got in the way of it and mutated the...
It's not your fault for dumping it into the sewers where it...
You did the right thing. I mean, maybe not the right thing, but you did a thing!
You did a thing, and it's not your problem, and it's not your fault. And don't worry, it can't get any worse. And so they're spotting Godzilla, and they're like, what's that? It's the giant bug. Which... The singular giant bug has turned into
a dragonfly.
A bigger giant bug. And so they go to figure out what's going on, and they take a gooey purple flesh sample.
Well, before they do that, they all board the Griffon.
The Griffon, yes.
And they have like a weird Indiana Jones theme going on.
It's a bad version of the Super X 2 theme, the one that was really Superman-y. It's awful.
But yeah, no. In the Griffon, they drop off a raft, and then they just kind of go up, and they're like, let's get all in this bug.
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
But then Godzilla surfaces.
He's like, let me get it all in now, that bug.
Yeah. And and so she sends off the one guy so that she can ride the Godzilla.
And plant a tracker.
Which was previously established, but whatever. She shot it through a dumbbell.
Was it through a dumbbell? I thought it was at a dumbbell.
Well, but
it just hits and then...
But it embedded itself into it, so it was meant to show, it could totally pierce Godzilla's hide.
Yeah, right, sure.
Which is only as strong as
a dumbbell.
Steel. But anyway, she shoots the tracker so they can track Godzilla, but for some reason that doesn't actually get directly mentioned ever again.
I think it does. They're just kind of like, he's on the move.
Yeah, but whatever.
They don't use it to actually track him. They just kind of go, hey, well, we kind of know what he's doing.
Yeah, but then some of the other G graspers show up and they're like, yo, have you seen the news? And turns out Sonic Adventure is happening.
Sonic Adventure 1 is canon.
Yeah, Tokyo is totally flooded.
Mostly Shibuya.
Yes. And so they're evacuating citizens, and our mini robot man shows up and goes, yo, because we forgot that she got lady whatever got put into a weird sub
yeah
thing.
They have a submarine thing, the Godzilla search
the Godzilla search system. No, it's the
Search Godzilla system. It was SGS.
Yeah, it was an incredibly stupid acronym. But yeah, Mini Robot Man is like, my curse continues. I have made a miniature submarine. Here, play with my joystick. It is also small. And she's like, that's not good.
That's weird, but okay.
Alright, I'll flick your joystick around. Anyway.
So, we get to see a bit of underwater Shibuya. It's
covered in eggs.
Yeah.
And they're all producing water.
Okay, so, at this point, I think that they've sent the, they're calling it the Dimensional Tide.
Yeah, the Dimension Tide has been sent into space on a satellite, and...
that they had reserved.
Well, no, there was another one that was reserved, but whatever. No one talks about it. And so, military lady, leader of the G-Graspers, is making the sell to the politicians about using the Dimension Tide to defeat Godzilla, without specifying what the Dimension Tide actually does.
They just say, hey, it's capable of taking down Godzilla.
It's a gun that kills Godzilla. It's a space gun. Don't worry about
what it's got very special ammunition.
Don't worry about what it does. We've got it taken care of. And the scientists are all mad because they're like, it's not done. Despite the fact that they launched it into space, it's not done.
Well, you gotta fine-tune the machines. It's really dumb. Anyway, Godzilla's just kind of floating around and okay, take him to that island.
Send out the F-15s that look like garbage.
Oh, that scene was beautiful.
Fire the torpedoes that also look like garbage into the 3D Godzilla that looks like garbage.
Anyway, that gets Godzilla's attention. He heads over to
some random island.
Some uninhabited island.
That looks like it's a volcano, and I'm like, yes, fire the black hole at the volcano and remove the top of the volcano. That will go well. So
they've got Godzilla in their sights, but oh no, it's a swarm of dragonflies.
Megaguiras or whatever.
Because during the rescue scene, the army or whoever they are, the graspers, they see a whole building just covered in them.
Yeah, all the non-flying ones, but they're all molting and getting their wings. And they kind of just fly kind of around them, and one guy just falls in the water for no reason.
Yeah, and then they go to swarm Godzilla,
and they're all up in his business, and they're all swarming him and sucking his good juice out.
Swarm theory still applies.
Kind of, but he handles it pretty well.
I mean, he doesn't die from it, but he slams his head into the wall.
Oh yeah, no, he gets knocked into the rock wall, the cliff face, and he's not having a good time, but he eventually starts to figure some stuff out. And
yeah, he roasts a whole bunch, and then that is his undoing, because now they can lock onto him.
They can lock onto him with the black hole gun, and they fire the black hole, and they miss.
Yeah, somehow.
Crazy.
So, all of the surviving dragonfly things, I don't know their specific name.
I think they're the Megaguiras.
Yeah, sure, why not?
And the ones who got away with some of the Godzilla juice, they go down to their queen and give her the Godzilla juice.
Yeah, they just start pumping her full of it.
And then they die.
As they do. And thus Megaguiras is finally born.
Well, first, all the people, all the military are like, why is our stuff breaking? Like, Miniature Man is like, my sub broke, here's a new one. And he's like, wait, why is all our crap breaking? Maybe there's something that's exhibiting a very strong magnetic force. Yeah, luckily it's not actually magnetic.
It's just frequencies.
It's dumber. So, Megaguiras bursts out of the water, covered in wires.
So many wires. They've never been so visible.
Oh, it's great. And he looks as shitty as most of the flying monsters, and then vibrates his wings so fast that things just shatter, and it's so loud that everyone has to cover their ears, and it breaks all the radio stuff, and it takes out the power, and it buries our Miniature Man, who luckily survives with only a broken arm.
Yeah, and a cut on his forehead.
Yep. And
got out like a bandit on that one.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I don't know how they even got him, but
it's fine.
Yeah, so
he made himself miniature when that happened.
Clearly, and that's how he took minimal damage. So,
or he made the damage miniature. One of the two.
Either way, Godzilla is heading for Tokyo, and we find out from Politician Man that they shut down the reactor, but they didn't destroy all the equipment.
We find that out after the fight.
No. He talks about it when he's with the chess stuff to the Prime Minister.
Oh, you're right, he does.
And then that's when he knocks away all the chess pieces. For effect. So yeah, Godzilla's made landfall in Tokyo, and the Griffon has been scrambled to take him on. But unfortunately, Megaguiras is above them.
Yes.
And is like, I'ma fight that lizard. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember much about the beginning of the fight.
It starts with some really bad frame rate. And we don't know why.
We were like, why does it look so awful? Because there was bad frame rate on Megaguiras, too.
I know.
And we're like, oh, whatever. Because certain shots look fine. And we saw the worst building ever that had a pyramid of power on it.
Which actually turned out to be a tetrahedron of power.
But, yeah, don't worry. We'll come back to it.
I thought it was a pyramid to start with.
I mean, that's what it looked like. And
I'm like, man, I hope they fucking destroy this building.
Yeah,
destroy this building, put it back, make it better, make a new one.
It deserves to be ruined. And so the fight between Godzilla and Megaguiras continues, and Godzilla gets stuck in the chest with the big stinger, and it starts to drain his mojo. To the point where he can't even use his breath.
Yeah.
It's a bad time. And that's when, I believe, and there's some random fighting and there's some choking because Megaguiras has crab claws.
Yeah, there's a lot of bonking on the head.
Oh, there's some good bonks. They're great. And after he gets drained, he gets thrown into the pyramid building. And then... and Godzilla's like, oh shit. And then he looks up and he sees the tetrahedron of power. And then he sees Megaguiras, and Megaguiras looks down and literally gets a smile on his face.
His face fucking morphs.
It's so terrible. And Megaguiras drops the tetrahedron of power and it shatters all over Godzilla. And he's like, hee hee, and flies away. There were also some, like, Gigan-esque, like, flybys that were really dumb.
Yeah. They happened throughout the fight.
And then Godzilla gets up, and half the tetrahedron of power falls off of him, and he's like, I've got an idea. And so Megaguiras goes to fly by him again, and Godzilla hunches his shoulders and drops a little bit, because his spines are now, like, 20 meters long, and apparently sharp as hell. And you just see, like, the cut effect, and Megaguira, and they're like, they cross each other, and Megaguiras is like, what happened? And then his right arm falls off. Or his left arm. I don't know.
One of them. It doesn't matter.
One of his claws falls off, and Godzilla's like, gotcha. And that's when they grapple once again, and there's some good bonks. We get the Showa era garbage fighting we deserve.
Oh fuck, we missed the part where like it was literally a still, like a picture of Megaguiras just being rubbed up on Godzilla.
Oh yeah, they like manipulate his picture and they just like rub him on him and he like zips away. There was some great god awful special effects in this movie.
But yeah, so going back, we're now in another grapple, and it's just the part where he gets
he takes the stinker to the dick.
Yeah, and it's just
right in the junk, and he's draining more of Godzilla's mojo, and it's just awful. And
Godzilla pulls it out, and he just plants him in the ground.
Was that the junk one? Because I remember he gets dragged at one point. No, that was when he got flung into the building. There's a good dragging that's just great. But, he plants... He pulls it out and just plants Megaguiras.
And then he proceeds to jump.
Yes!
Like 50 meters into the air.
Oh, no. It's multiple Godzilla's high. He jumps hundreds of meters into the air.
And he just delivers the biggest fucking body slam.
Megaguiras is basically paralyzed. His speed will be affected for the rest of the battle.
But it's fine because he's got speed boost.
Yes, so he will be fine, but it wears on him for a bit. And there's a point where it looks a little too intimate, and I made the comment, and I'm like, and now we must make love. And I was like, God, that's weird. The Brazzers logo came up again. It wasn't a good time. Anyway.
So I think Megaguiras just kind of like backpedals out of there. It's really weird.
It's really dumb. And, God, what? No, we forgot about Megaguiras' reaction to the leap.
Yeah, no, his eyes just go fucking wide.
Oh, they go real wide. And we're like, why are these monsters emoting? This is weird.
It's not the monsters, it's just fucking Megaguiras.
Yeah, Megaguiras is just, Godzilla reacts to things in, like, human-esque ways, but Megaguiras is, like...
He doesn't act like a cartoon when it happens. Megaguiras does.
Yeah, it's very awkward. But, so Megaguiras, gets away, and his speed boost activates again, and he's back to his full speed and starts doing the cross attacks and bitch slaps Godzilla a few times. And then he's like, alright, time for the final blow. I'm gonna sting him one last time. And he lowers the stinger, and it's implied that he impales Godzilla in the head. But we can't quite see because of the angle. Well, it then pans, and it turns out Godzilla has caught it in his mouth. And shatters it like glass.
It's more like wood.
Either way, it's satisfying. Megaguiras is...
stunned, actually. It's like, wait, what?
Oh, God. My pseudo-dick is broken.
And then just takes a full beam and explodes.
It just bursts into flames, drops to the ground, and then explodes again!
And Godzilla's like, yeah, I won.
Time to go fuck up the science center.
And as he's doing that, they've attempted to shoot the black hole at him again, but... technical reasons.
The satellite's broken, and it turns out it's falling to the Earth.
Yeah, because Megaguiras does a thing that shorts out everything somehow.
Everything. The headquarters for the G-Graspers. The Griffon.
And the Dimensional Tide.
Yep, the satellite gets fucked up, and so... Broken Arm Miniature Man shows up with his special little computer, and he's like, I'm gonna hack my way in. I'm gonna turn my weird nurse avatar into the girl who the commander or
with
the
the
major,
jetpack.
Yeah, the major for he's like it's Kiriko mode, and he's like and one of the guys is like the major.
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, Miniature Man likes what's her face, clearly, and she flies in and starts repairing the walls of the digital satellite,
the zeros and ones.
It's dumb and stupid, but he can't stop the satellite from falling. But he manages to fix it enough that they can fire it again. But they get the Griffon working, also, and they fly it over to this rooftop where Politician Man is like, they're going after the science building, and it's like, and main science lady is like, because the plasma energy. And he's like, well, we shut it off.
Well, I thought that was good enough.
Yeah, but clearly it wasn't, and
he gets punched in the face.
He should have gotten punched off the building. He deserved it.
But yeah, then they're like, so they call up and they're like, Major, we can fire the gun, but we can't lock onto Godzilla. And she's got like, lock onto me! Climbs into the Griffon.
And is like, it's my movie.
It's my show. And so the cannon locks onto that.
Because she flies up and then flips back down, ejects, and Godzilla's like, the fuck? And gets hit with the Griffon, is like, oh my god, my back is on fire. What the hell was that?
And then he looks up, he sees the clouds swirling into a vortex.
And he's like, again? We're doing this again? Well, fuck you, black hole. Eat my radiation beam, whatever, my death ray. And he fires his breath at the black hole, and then, but, like, and it's really weird, and it looks like it hits Godzilla, and it creates this massive crater, and for all intents and purposes, Godzilla is gone. And they're like, yeah, we did it.
Congratulations.
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 And, but before it hits Godzilla, we have this random cut to Pilot Lady falling into a pool.
Yeah, it's really short.
It's really short and sudden.
And then it just goes back to, like, here's the crater.
Yeah. And then later she, like, climbs out of the pool and she's...
Oh, you wanted to talk to me so badly?
Did you have a crush on me or something? And it's like, of course he does, but whatever. And so she stands on this random helicopter pad, observing her handiwork.
All the damage done to... I guess this one would probably be Tokyo.
It is Tokyo.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not Shibuya, though. It's some other place.
Yeah, and she just, like, puts her hands on her hips, is like, yeah, I did the thing. This was my handiwork. And then,
some unspecified time later, we're back in the Micro Machine shop.
Yeah, and
and she's like, yo, seismic activity could be Godzilla, we don't know. And he's like, well, alright.
Alright, I guess. And then she pats him on the broken arm. He's like, my arm's broken. And she's like, oh, sorry. And then it hard freezes on that frame. Because I think that made it insanely funny because there was a joke we made where we wanted it to, like, freeze cut on some random part of specifically her. Like, that, I think that's why it was so funny. I don't remember.
It might have been just her looking at her handiwork. Yeah,
and either way, it was hilarious. But there was a post-credits scene.
Yeah, so I'm speeding through the credits because it's like, well, it's credits.
Yeah, it should just end.
And we're kind of chuckling at how fast the song is going.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, there's probably nothing after this. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll just speed it up to 30 or whatever. And then there was a post-credits scene.
Yeah. It's a Marvel movie.
And it's the kid from the beginning. Or the one who found the egg. He's at school, he's putting away his boxes.
His boxes of pin bugs that he apparently brought from school.
And then there's an earthquake or some...
He gets attacked by a skeleton.
Yeah, one of those, like, skeleton science thing, skeleton diagram thing.
Yeah, and then he looks outside the window, which is in our general direction.
He looks at the fourth wall, and we hear Godzilla.
And luckily, this is the last we will see of this Godzilla, so whatever. We don't get to find out how he defeated a black hole.
He just left. He just clawed his way out of a black hole.
Yeah, either that or he burrowed like Zilla.
I like to assume he just clawed out, because there's no way he could have burrowed. He was shooting upward at the time.
Or it's a Naruto situation where the black hole forced him underground.
Oh god, he got hit with a Rasengan.
That's not what forced Naruto underground, but anyway.
I don't know what happened. I've never watched Naruto. I'm not a weeb.
I mean, I only kind of know what happens, but it's dumb, and...
Anyway, we're not here to talk about Naruto and his dumb feats.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, so yeah, Godzilla is alive, but don't worry, this timeline doesn't exist. We will never have to deal with the G-Graspers ever again.
That's unfortunate. I love the G-Graspers.
I mean, they were amazing, and there was nothing better than, like... Wait, what was on her jacket? What the fuck did that say? And then she comes in and her hat shows up on screen. We're like, gee, what? Does that say G-Graspers? And again, like we said, at least I assume I said it, not the dumbest part of this movie. Sadly, one of the more sane things of this movie, as black holes just basically did everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of black holes, let's throw some numbers at this.
Oh, God.
I don't know how that's speaking of black holes, but...
I mean...
Don't worry about it.
This... Okay. I was about to name it Megaguiras, the animated series.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, Megaguiras was pretty animated.
Debatable.
He had face animations.
He had face animations, and then there was the literal still image that just kind of got rubbed on Godzilla. So, I don't know. Anyway, alright. Megaguiras, Monster Combat. Alright, do we want to be, like... I'm not gonna lie. It was better than 2000.
Oh, it was leagues better than 2000.
And yet,
like, once we found out why, like, the frame rate was shitty.
Yeah, we never actually talked about it. It turns out Megaguiras' vision has
awful.
shitty frame rate.
Yeah,
which
got, like...
is a thing for insects.
Yeah.
They don't see in as many frames as, like, we do. So, yeah.
So that rectifies that mistake. The other mistake is just the rubbing of the picture.
The rubbing of the picture and, like, and like the random like Gigan flybys, there were some decent bitch slaps, and
there were some pretty good throws because like there's a part where Godzilla literally wraps his tail around. His tail and just slams him.
Yeah, that was pretty decent, and
the body slam.
The body slam.
You cannot deny the body slam.
I was not prepared. Because I have seen that gif of that specific Godzilla flying and had no context for it. So yeah, that was amazing. That is on the level of the drop kick and the fly. The Godzilla plane mode,
yeah.
I'm taking off and now I'm flying after Hedorah. So... yeah,
6 or a 7 from me. Because I feel like it was better than the Biollante fight, but I don't feel like it was as good as,
Destroya?
Yeah.
God, no. Wasn't anywhere close to Destroya. Because it wasn't that great.
There was a part where he dropped the tetrahedron on him.
With a smile on his face. Fuck it. 7. Alright, visual effects. It was better than 2000. People did not turn blue. There was not Godzilla super clearly in a green screen. On a green screen.
I think the only like egregious scene was the planes.
Oh, the planes were the worst, and yeah.
So at the very least, I think it gets a 6.
Yeah, let's go with a 6. The plot.
Oh boy, there was a plot.
Yeah, there was a plot. It kind of bounced back and forth once we had to establish where the hell Megaguiras was going to come from. But it was a plot that existed.
I think it was a goofy enough plot. It was goofy like the Biollante plot.
I would say...
It wasn't as goofy, but it was up there as one of the goofier plots.
It was more that there was... It was reaching versus Megalon levels of, like, let's introduce this next incredibly ridiculously stupid thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It jumped from stupid plot point to stupid plot point.
It was mostly coherent. Even if it did put me to sleep twice. Not during this viewing.
Yeah.
But it has put me to sleep twice.
That's really bad. I don't know. 5 or 6.
6.
Cool. Acting was decent.
It was competent. Probably a 5. 5 or 6.
Out of the 5. The dub.
There was none.
No points. What gets the special mention?
I'm thinking the micro curse.
I don't think it was that funny.
I think it was funny. It happened a lot.
I mean, but I feel like...
I guess we could also do Megaguiras' facial expressions. That's pretty good.
Megaguiras... There's the Megaguiras expression. There's the body slam.
I mean, that's part of the Megaguiras expression.
It technically feeds into it, but there's the G Graspers.
The destruction of that one building that we specifically hated.
the tetrahedron of power.
They destroyed that building.
But that can
just for us.
But that could technically also be rolled into the Megaguiras. Like, I almost feel like Megaguiras itself almost needs to be put on this, because every instance of Megaguiras created ridiculous scenarios, like the man being impaled and like blood or Megaguiras goo coming out of him, and then the girl getting shot with the Megaguiras goo and being dragged away as we can't see as everything's vibrating, and you just made the joke about Brazzers.
I made the joke when it hit her face. I didn't make the joke when she got
dragged away. She got
away.
dragged away, and then there's just shaking, and I was like, no. But still Brazzers. Honestly, it probably needs to go to Megaguiras, because I think everything about Megaguiras kind of...
Megaguiras did kind of steal the show. And Megaguiras did destroy that building that we called out.
Yeah, no. The one that deserved it. Both the tetrahedron of power and then the rest of the building when he got thrown into it. Or she. I think James described the Megaguiras was a queen, so I think Megaguiras is actually a she.
Oh, I thought they referred to it as he at one point, but
they probably
really doesn't
did.
matter.
It really doesn't.
Megaguiras is dead and burned and exploded.
Thank God.
I don't know.
Considering how much was lumped together, I feel like it's almost worth a 3.
Probably. I mean, Megaguiras was very, very impressive.
So that brings the total to
probably around 27-ish.
Yeah, 13 plus 11, 24. Wait. Yeah, 7 plus 6 is 13. 5 plus 11 is... Or 5 plus 6 is 11, so 11 plus 13 is 24. Yeah, it's 27. Terrible.
I mean, it's better than most of Showa and probably most of Heisei.
Yeah. So I hope we're all prepared for next week when we do GMK.
I don't know where this guy fit on the tier list. I'm just gonna say it. Let's start at Zilla Jr. Because I'm pretty sure this one could also take everything leading up to Zilla Jr.
What's before Zilla Jr.?
Power Hour and Heisei Prigadora.
Because
he's got the same weight class and height as 2000. But I think the reason 2000 got up there is because it's fucking nuclear. Nuclear.
He gets to go burning Godzilla on a whim.
But Megaguiras Godzilla has jumping power and also knives on his back.
Yeah, the knives were crazy.
So I'm thinking he could probably slice up a good deal of things under Zilla Jr.
Yeah, probably could. And obviously anything in a decent weight class can chuck Power Hour Godzilla over the horizon.
So the thing now is, does he overpower Zilla Jr.? Because I think even with his best, it's not. It's not good.
Because the problem is that the body slam is so painfully telegraphed. I don't feel like
he had to literally plant Megaguiras.
Yeah, in order to make it happen, and Zilla Jr. lives to dig.
Yeah,
so
Zilla Jr. just dig out of there.
You couldn't take care of him fast enough. So yeah, I think he'd lose to Zilla Jr.
Alrighty. Cool.
Yep.
So, Zilla Jr. is still the, whatever you call the fourth place.
I don't know.
He's the special mention. Okay, we'll see you guys next week for the Ghost of Godzilla.
What?